What's good, everybody? I hope everybody's having a great start to their week. We are here to do some Justice League readings, okay? So this is going to be a look into Ghislaine Maxwell. We're going to look into a couple of things. Like we're going to look into what her role was in Jeffrey Epstein's criminal enterprise, because they're trying to say she didn't know, right? But we all know the truth. But you know, we're just going to look into that, all right? We're going to look into what her role was in his criminal enterprise. What were her intentions with these girls? Did she fully understand what was going on? Which I think so. Because a lot of these girls were made the claim that she partook in these sexual acts. So we're going to look into that. If she engaged in these sexual acts with these underage girls. Also, we're going to look into what her possible outcome is going to be. Oh, I was going to start with the Deviant Moon Tarot, and the first, the card underneath was the Devil. That's one way to start, all right? So, guys, be sure to make sure to check out my Patreon page. I'll put the information for that down below. The Patreon will if you find what I do beneficial in any way, you can check out different types of readings that I do over there. Okay, we do health, we do love, we do health, love, we do legal stuff, we do work stuff, so make sure to check that out. All right, guys, we're just going to jump right into this. I was going to see what her role was in Epstein's criminal enterprise, right? We got the Five of Swords, we have the Ace of Swords, and we have the Knight of Cups. All right, and we got the Lovers at the bottom. All right, so hold on, guys. Alright, so now I'm going to start off with this Five of Swords. Now, fives usually talk about like transport, like, yeah. So trafficking, right? Trafficking. Okay, so she was involved with trafficking these girls. This is like abusive relationships. This is, bullies. I think it's fitting because the whole point was to lure these girls into these abusive relationships, right? So we're gonna look into that. Then we have the Ace of Swords. This is like, mental clarity. She knew. What was she knew exactly what her role was. And then we have the Knight of Cups. We're talking about the kids, right? These kids who were supposed to bring some kind of emotional fulfillment. I don't want to say it like, emotional fulfillment. Like, it could be like these men were men that lacked something in their life, and they tried to fill that void with these young girls. I got the Devil at the bottom of this other deck. This is depraved behavior, right? So let's start off. Okay, what was her role in this? Let's look into this Five of Swords. Remember, fives talk about like transport. So I'm taking it as trafficking. What is this Five of Swords, Spirit? What was her role in this? What is the Five of Swords? Trafficking these girls to these partners that would pretty much abuse them, right? Yeah. I got the Chariot and the Six of Cups. It's like, bring these girls from these, to this home. All right, Spirit, what can you tell us about this Five of Swords? What can you tell us about the Five of Swords? This is Okay, so she could have offered, she was offering something to these girls, right? Her whole, the whole point of her role in this was to traffic these girls, get them to take that cup, accept the cup, take it, right? Hold on, guys. Okay, now fours talk about they indicate business, education, so they could have, it was their business to offer them something. Most likely they offered these girls money, you know, the idea of the possibility to further their education. Because remember when we pulled in some of the other readings, I think it was the first one, the whole point was, you know, she targeted girls, young girls that came from, you know, dysfunctional families, poor families. You know, these girls, you know, had some kind of, you know, desire to get out of their situations. So she offered them a way out. And all they had to do was, you know, come massage these old men. What else can you tell us about this Five of Swords, Spirit? We got the Three of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Lovers. All right. So again, we're still clarifying this, right? The Five of Swords. Again, fives talk about transporting these girls, getting them to convincing them to take the offer. Okay. By, oh, we can give you money, we can give you education, whatever it is that you need, right? Then we have the, you know, this card, when I'm doing these readings with, I just see it as the island that they would take these girls on, right? Again, we got the Five of Swords again. This is like, you know, transporting these girls to her lover, because the whole point was to take them on this trip. Again, you know, transport these girls to this island. Okay. Why? Because they needed to have variety. This devil needed variety. You know, he needed to have lots of girls to offer up to his clients. So we're looking into what was her role, and this was her role, to convince these girls to come along, to accept their offer. And she, you know, let's be real, Epstein needed a woman to do this, because it would be a lot harder for an old man to convince these young girls, you know. So she needed a woman to, because you know, a young girl's gonna feel safer with the woman. She's gonna like, oh well, she's my friend, right? She, you know, she probably knows what it's like to try to have to, you know, I don't know how much they knew about her, but it was safer to trust the woman. They weren't gonna just go with, you know, any man, right? Especially an old man. And these are young girls. So her job was to traffic them, to get them, to convince them, come along, we will give you money to get out of your situation. We'll give you money for, you know, to further your education. They you know, they had to target vulnerable girls to be able to convince them, you know, to sway them to come over to their side. Wow. Yeah, he needed her. He wouldn't have been able to do it without her. And then I was going to clarify this Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords talks about truth. And then we got the Tower and the Death. Does death caused a Tower moment? Okay, let's look into this. What was her role? Hold on, guys. I'm just getting like we're talking about this truth, right? You know, a tower fell, you know, surrounding a death. What is this death about? What is this death about? Secrets. Secrets, and a turning point. The Wheel of Fortune talks about a turning point, and then the High Priestess. This is, you know, secrets revealed. And then a turning point, because the truth came out about this death, and it's causing a tower moment. Are we talking about Epstein? Okay, let me put these cards back. Let's clarify this one again. You know, and then we got the Ten of Swords and the High Priestess at the bottom, or on the split. You know, secrets revealed, secrets coming to light. That is true. It's the truth. Okay, what is this truth surrounding? What is this truth surrounding? Justice. We have the Four of Pentacles. So, someone's greed, their desire, you know, someone's ego, you know, they just couldn't let go. Their ego. Who is this about? We're talking about the lover, that with the Four Swords, you know, that was put out of commission. I'm taking that as Epstein. The truth about his death. Okay. Let's look into this, because we're still kind of stuck on the what was her role. Let's look at this Knight of Cups, okay? I don't know what that Ace of Swords was about, you know? Kind of, I don't know why I didn't, even though it's part of the story, it didn't feel like it was connected to what we were looking into. Okay. Okay, so what is the Knight of Cups? We got the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups, remember, talks about disappointment. Offering these girls who were in a state of, you know, lack and disappointment in their life, you know, those were the people that she targeted. She was like, she had to get clear about their, you know, their situation, you know, if, you know, she's like, let me hold him like this. It's almost like she's holding up this, come, you know, you don't have to fight, you don't have to, you know, be in that situation. Come, you know, these are kids that, you know, were in toxic, I don't want to say toxic, but in just very dysfunctional situations, whether it's at home, whether it's, you know, financially, whatever that may be. It was like, I can offer you more. Look how she's like almost like waving him over, like, come, I got you. That's what she did with these kids. That was her role. Anything else for the Knight of Cups? Anything else for the Knight of Cups? Yeah, judgment's going to be called. Judgment's going to be called. This tower is going to come down because communication is going to, like, they're going to get some like a message about what she was doing, and judgment's going to be called on her. Yep. All right, guys. So that was her role. Like, her role was to get these girls to take her offer, you know. And then we have the, oh shit, hold on, guys, if I can grab them. When I split the deck, we got the Devil and the Knight of Cups. So yeah, You know, it was like the devil was sneaking up on this Knight of Cups, these kids, these young girls. Okay, so what were her intentions with these under... Oh, do we? Let's say, did she fully understand what Epstein was doing? Because, you know, that's probably what her the defense is going to say. Oh, you know, she didn't know. She didn't know. You know, play dumb. She didn't know. Did she fully understand what Epstein was doing? Yeah. She knew. She knew. She was looking at that sword of truth. She knew. She knew that these people were sexually that he was sexually promiscuous and paired with the Knight of Swords. You know, this is cruelty. She knew. She knew. She knew. Okay. So let's look into this Page of Swords. What is it that she saw? Putting these back. Oh, Spirit's like, no, take them. Oh, there. Done. Okay. What does she know? What is it that she saw? This doesn't have to just be her. You know, other people probably saw this too. You know, what is it that was being witnessed? That, again, remember, we have the Knight of Wands. You know, she knew that he was being sexually promiscuous with these children. To clarify, what is it that she witnessed? What is it that she saw? We have the Knight of Wands again. And the Page of Cups. It's talking about being sexually promiscuous with these children. That's what she knew. That's what she saw. Wow. Now she's worried because the truth of what she was doing, you know, this was her work, this was her job. The truth of what she was doing is like coming out now. And there's no way for her to get away from it. She can't just walk away from this because it's coming to light what she was doing and what she knew. What she knew. The Knight of Wands came out twice. And to clarify, we have the Page of Cups too. Sexually promiscuous with these children. That's what she knew. That's what she saw. That's what she witnessed. She witnessed this man being cruel and sexually just gross with these girls. All right. Let's look at these. I mean, I think we already know, but let's clarify. What else can you tell us about this Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands? What can you tell us about this Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, Spirit? This was parties at a home with these girls. They would have parties. A place that you had to, like, it was over water. This is like, you know, traveling in a boat, you know. Yeah, and I'm not saying they were traveling in a boat. They could have, but you know, this is a place that they had to travel to over water. Okay. That's what the house parties were with these kids. Hold on. My nose itches. All right. What can you tell us about this Knight of Swords and Knight of Wands, Spirit? Can you tell us about this Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands? Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands. Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands. What can you tell us about the Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands? One more. Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, please. We got the Knight of Pentacles. This is like a... hold on. Okay. So, the Knight of... We're talking about this, you know, this cruel sexual, you know, behavior, okay? It's like they offered I don't know why I'm getting like they offered them. It was like just put in the work. Like this talks about hard work, okay? It's almost like they told him to put in this hard work, and you will get, you know, remember that was promising them, she was promising them, her and Epstein were promising these girls, you know, we'll pay for your education, we'll give you money, this was like, just work hard, just do this, just, put in the time, put in the work, but and we're gonna give you that coin, we're gonna give you that money. And then we have the Three of Wands in reverse. This talks about delays, lack of planning, setbacks. It was like they thought that they knew what was coming, but they didn't know. And that's what was so cruel about it. It's like, they had their way with these girls, but they were really cruel to them. This man who was very arrogant, on his high horse, thinking that he was all that. Oh, that's what it is. Like, so it's like, yeah, the high horse, I'll give you that money, but because this man had money, he had, yes, he had status, he had money, he had status. And he would come to these girls, who had no foresight. They had no, they lacked any, they were young girls. They thought they knew what they were doing. And Gazelle, or whatever her name is, Ghislaine, or Gazelle, Ghislaine knew what she was doing, they're going after young girls that, come from turbulent households and, home lives and, offering this, all I have to do is work hard and they're going to give me the money, and then I can wait for my wrong card. I can wait for my ships to come in. But the truth is, these girls didn't know what they were doing. They were young, they were naive, and then we have a judgment. Judgment's going to be called. Anything else for this? Let's see what this Knight of Swords is. Yeah, cruelty. Oh, cruelty. The cruel manner of how he treated these girls, how both of them treated these girls, is to get them in a position where they had no choice, to have them trapped. They thought they were getting a sweet offer because these people would tell them, Ghislaine or and Jeffrey would tell them, oh, you can have a new start and you can have victory in whatever it is that you want. These two, Ghislaine came off as sweet and nurturing to these girls, and Epstein, he's the King of Wands. This is somebody who's very, I want to say charming, but I don't know if he was charming with these girls as much as, he just wanted to, the King of Wands is, he too is very sexually promiscuous, and he liked to have options. Also, it was his job to have lots of options for these other powerful men, and Ghislaine was the one who was supposed to bring them to him. Because again, like I said, these girls wouldn't have trusted an old man. They would have been grossed out. They got grossed out when they got there, and you found out what they had to do. Even more so when she's probably partake. So let's see, does she partake in these sexual acts with these underage girls? Does she partake in sexual acts with these girls? Does she partake? Hold on. Does she partake in sexual acts with these girls? Sorry, I thought something flipped. Does she partake? Does she have, Yep. This Four of Pentacles, look at how they're trying to hide. She's trying not to be seen, when it came to what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. I'm going to say yes. Because she's trying to hide what she did. Because we're asking, did she, was she involved in the sexual acts with these underage girls? Yeah. Look at that. She's trying to hide. She didn't want people to see what she was really doing. She didn't want that truth to come to light. Does she partake in these sexual acts with these underage girls? The devil. Yes, she did. Look at that. If I'm asking, does she partake in sexual acts with these underage girls, and this is what comes out? This is what comes out. She's trying to hide. Her and Epstein were trying to hide and shield themselves from what they were really doing. She didn't want to be seen. Like, she didn't want the truth of what she was doing to come to light. Because why? Because what she was doing was devilish. Let's see if we should clarify. What's this Four of Pentacles, Spirit? What was she trying to hide? What was she trying to hide? What was she trying to hide? Or shield herself from? Okay, so she wants people to be confused, right? She wouldn't do that. She's, you know, she's an upstanding socialite, you know. Everybody likes her. She's very charming. She would never do that. So she wanted people to be confused about, you know, could she possibly be doing this, right? It was like her job, like it was part of her job to partake in these third party sexual acts. We got two threes, three. You know, collaboration in these, you know, I want to say orgies. Wow. And, you know, these girls, we have another 3 right here. You know, when these girls were on this island, these girls were trapped, right? Again, she wants people to be confused about how she would pick out these girls were girls that had lots of burdens at home and in their home life. And once she picked those out, she would get them to, oh, you know, accept what it is that she was offering them and take them to this island to where they were trapped. And she, you know, she would partake. She would partake. She doesn't want people to know. She wants people to be confused about what it was that she was really hiding. Let's look into this. What is it that she didn't want people to see? We already know, but like, come on. Why not, right? She didn't want people to see that she too would, like, you know, I take the Four Swords, like, you see how he's laying down. I take it as, like, you know, sexual acts, you know, laying down with someone. She didn't want people to see that. Let's look at this devil. What's this devil? Yeah, she's nervous. She's nervous. I think she knows that it's gonna come out. What is the devil? I think she knows. I mean, yeah, she's nervous because she's like, oh, Spirit's like, no, she's nervous because she thought she was going to be able to walk away from this problem. She thought she was going to be able to deceive people, and she knows that she's not going to be able to. Yeah. Okay. Anything else for this devil? Anything else for this devil? Anything else for this devil? Again, she thought she was going to be able to walk away from this conflict, this problem that she created for herself. And yeah, she thought she was just going to, you know, you're free to go. She's like, oh, okay, cool. Me and my dog are leaving. Yeah, right. She really thought she was going to be able to walk away. Okay, so let's see what her outcome is. What is the most likely outcome for Ghislaine? Most likely outcome for Ghislaine. Most likely outcome for Ghislaine. Most likely outcome for Ghislaine. Maxwell, please, Spirit. What is going to be her outcome? What's the most likely outcome for Ghislaine? Most likely outcome. Most likely outcome. We have the Four of Wands and the Five of Wands. Okay, now the Four of Wands, okay, this is talking about like homecoming, right? She's fighting, right now she's currently fighting for, to go home, you know, because fours talk about home. It talks about homecomings, you know, going home. Celebration, you know. But the fight with, paired with, you know, the Five of Wands, this is talking about obstacles. So, you know, her fighting for, you know, having to overcome this obstacle to be able to go home. The obstacles are these secrets. It's the secrets that are being revealed are kind of like strong, like the evidence against her. The secrets that she's been hiding, the truth that's being revealed is strong against her. And it's leaving her in the state of like, you know, worry and isolation. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, because of the truth about this, you know, this rich, you know, our behavior, me and my lover's behavior, you know, because the Nine of Pentacles talks about you know, so, you know, financial gain and pleasure, you know, luxuries, you know. Her and her lover were very, you know, happy in their luxurious life, and they thought they could be, she and he both thought that they could behave however they felt like it, but the evidence against them is too strong. It's leaving her really worried. So she's in this state of really trying to fight for her freedom to go home. Most likely outcome. There's a lot of people, a lot of these girls that are coming forward. Like now she's, you know, she's trying to hide from, you know, oh, I didn't do that. I don't know what's being said, but she's trying to hide from all these people that are coming forward. Okay, anything else we need to know about Ghislaine and her final and most likely outcome? Hold on. Let me put these ones back. Which deck? I'm gonna use this one. Okay, most likely outcome for Ghislaine. The High Priestess again, secrets that are coming to light surrounding these children when they would go on you know, to this island, when they would travel to this island. Or it could be that she's trying to get away. So I don't know, guys. This is because this is still ongoing, you know, Spirit's like, everybody has free will, like, so it's going to be up to the people in charge of this, you know, investigation, who the people overseeing this case, to come through with you know, Spirit's like, you know, they still have the, they could go either way, you know, they could let this go, or they could, you know, prosecute. And you know, this hits really close to very powerful people. So it's gonna be, the outcome is really gonna be their karma. So I don't know, Spirit's probably just like, wait and see. But the evidence is against her is strong. So if they make a bad judgment call and let her go, you know, the people who were involved and the people who worked to get her off, knowing what she was doing, they're probably gonna have some bad karma come to them. Yeah. Yep. Oh my God, you guys better. Ooh, Spirit's coming through saying you better make the right call. You better make the right call. Look, we got the Judgment and the Justice card. You better make the right call, because if not, Look at this. We got the Death, the Ten of Wands, the Three of Swords. Like, there's going to be a lot of heartache. There's going to be a lot of burdens. There might be even death that comes to you for this, for not making the right call. This is a warning. So if people are trying to get her off because they're afraid of what she's gonna implicate them or whatever, it's like, you know, you better be fair and just and call judgment, because if not, if you're trying to let, you know, find ways to let her off the hook, you know, this is your karma. You're gonna, oh my God, guys, wow. Spirits giving you guys, you know, whoever's working this case, yeah, Spirit's giving them a warning right now. Wow. That's why that's why her outcome isn't coming through, like, oh, she's gonna be locked up or she's gonna be set free. Where, like, when I was when I pulled for Kyle Rittenhouse, you know, I got, you know, the first card that pulled out was in the Angel Tarot was the Devil card, and on that card it says the Angel of Freedom. Like, it was like, yeah, he's the devil. I don't want to. Yeah, he's the devil, but he's gonna go free. That didn't happen here. It's like, it's still, you know, it's still ongoing, right? So, whereas when I pulled those cards, they were actually deliberating his freedom, or the, you know, if they were going to let him go. You know, they were in deliberation. But here, you know, it's not like this. It's not the same kind of you know, situation. So, like, here it's like really just Spirit giving them a warning. You better call judgment and be just and fair and balanced in the situation. If you know, if you have facts and you choose to ignore that, bad things are going to happen. Not just to her, but to the people who actually worked to let her go, knowing what she was doing, because they didn't want to be implicated. You know, Spirit's like, okay, if the justice system doesn't step in, I'm gonna step in. That's what Spirit's saying. Wow. All right, guys, I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this brought some clarity for you guys. And we will continue to keep an eye on this case and how it's moving along. Because right now there's people that are trying to hide. They don't want people to see what they have done. And I'm talking about powerful, powerful people. Go, make sure you guys go check out the Prince Andrew, Trump, and Clinton. I did them in that order. Clinton's was a lot more fun. Trump was like, ugh. You know, even though, you know, I might have to do Trump again, just because, you know, if I don't take a break, you know, and I'm tapping into those kinds of energies, it's exhausting. So that was kind of low energy with Trump. But with Clinton, I took a nap. I came back to do Clinton's, and his was like, wow, you know, yeah, his was pretty interesting. His is towards the end of that reading, so go check that out. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep an eye on this, and I'll come back with some more readings if I feel like there's anything else that we should probably look into. But as of right now, this is pretty much what they wanted to know. Like, did she know? What was her job? What was her role? You know, did she know? I don't know. You know what I mean? So we kind of looked into some of that stuff, and it's already coming through. Yeah, she knew. She partook in these sexual acts with these underage girls. So as we get closer to the end of this trial, we'll probably come and do a check-in for her outcome. We'll see. All right, guys. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Don't forget to check out my Patreon page. I'll put the information for that down below, and we'll see you guys next time.